more Final Fantasy XIV Online. So we got a Royal Invitation, Yogg-Saron. Let's go there then. It's probably the extremes, right? Yeah. That's the extreme. Yeah, Speen's Verdant, yeah. So we tell him about Speen. Okay. Voices were good fellas they did and thought only of their welfare. That is why, at battle's end, she returned as the gentle soul you knew. But here, a thought fills me with dread. What if that soul failed to return, and the fearsome entity had become continued relentless onslaught? Might it have succeeded in its objective, plundered a life force from another reality? By golden light, two rulers walked. Their paths in conflict lie in. One bound to slay, one born to swive. They forged ahead, untiring the memories of the departed days, endurous fate and fetters, for keepers down shipless storm, oblivion for the breakers. Oh, so that's the extreme version of the Speen fight, right? From the main game? Okay. So we gotta go to the end. It's a pleasure as you see. It's a pleasure as always, Magnus. Have you been able to relax? Yeah. How wonderful, as busy as you have been. Yeah. With the right successions among other things, you deserve an opportunity to spend the over a more leisurely pace. Except when the tacos at Leeds Brody was one of such way to do so. In the traditional way of flavor. If you have an empty stomach, your brewer will look after you. Let's go look for some tacos then. Well, if it isn't Parios, alone today, are you? See, if you have a hard craving for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider a token of gratitude for you helping tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Well, there's an empty table here. I guess I'll take that one. But he wants me to go here. Okay. You still love tacos, I hope. You ate so many when you turned. Could barely move afterwards, remember that? No, not really. That was 30 years ago. Right. Sorry, it's still strange for me too. Just the other day you were a little boy cleaning trim with her skirt. Set off for Yasolani, and now you're a grown man with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on me. Relying, that feels like the only thing I'm doing right now. On you, and everyone else here. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had electro. If I needed a fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here, I'm helpless. Culinarian who can't even light a stove. The way the others in the kitchen stare at me, gods, I never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife had children. I was thinking I'd have joined me once things had settled up, but at this rate. Say you sent for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever necessary to make it work. Seems you're having trouble readjusting the life to Julia Law. To aid folk like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. Here you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know. I'm hopeful that they can make things easier. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out. Bring my family with me. Thank you. She's about to go and find her. Tacos here never disappoint. What you've been to lately? Doing stuff, you know. Bet you got a long sleep. I'm making my meal for myself at the arcade. In Alexandria by facing off against tough opponents and your skills Please come and join us once you're finished. It is all an honor. Your corner has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter. She should join you within before long. Oh, you're here too. Val Kawana summoned us, though if truth be told, Alfred and I have been seeing him quite regularly. He asked us to share knowledge of the Hunnish culture, you see, in the hopes of further strengthening our alliance. We're, of course, happy to oblige. Carl and I were likewise summoned, otherwise we've been carrying on our work, compiling information, Golden City. Grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. For a report, we shall finish where we started. Lest you wonder, Tancred and Yonji have left to resume their tour after all. Stella lies back researching Crossroads Travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Koana's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping. The look she had in her eyes on any occasion, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You'd like to stuck with her for a while. As for Stinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. My apologies for the delay. Significantly took advantage of the time to catch up. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So what can we do now for you? Hopefully present company's enough for whatever it is you need. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A funeral will be held soon in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Scene. King Dragula and his admiration have invited us. Certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yassolani. I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal. We'll leave it to that. Leave it to that. A lot to think of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Josephine was but a simulacrum. She was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together, to express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I decided to go, not only to be there for Golulja, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was not other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Svein as well, after all. Sometimes I wonder if there wasn't another way. You and me both, but we made our choices and are responsible for what comes to them. As vow, I will attend the funeral in an official capacity. I owe to the Alexandrian people to bear witness to their grief. I'd like it if you could be there to watch over everything, like you did, all through the rite of succession. I feel the rest of us should go. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of her ruler. It's only right that we remember who Svein was to her people and to others, so let us stand with you. Then it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Golulja in the back room. You're heading to the back room? Yes. came for the funeral. Of course, I'm the only one who will officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shaw is always teaching me the new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep's system and the mechanical soldiers, with knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. This is always, I take it. By way of a treat, I brought you gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Amati. Thank you for coming. We've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Sandra in our world is gone to offer flowers to the departed? It's much the same here according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well show the same ancient origin. Fascinating, would you say? Alright, so rotation complete, select. Let's just pick this. Flowers are being handed out at the Proxy Park. I'm thinking of heading over there. I'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with, Kosan. He was apparently Speen's aide, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. Why, you're Wow Glumat of Tuliolal. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sven's funeral. We are honored, truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I'm Gosan, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, have been responsible for administrating affairs. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the court counter, yonder, alongside the regulators. What, we need to wear regulators for the funeral? Well, rest assured, they are not a requirement, or aware your people do not use them. You see, people like Zandra of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able. Oh, I see. Yet regular or no, the important thing is we remember the Queen. Remember her name, her kindness, as you make an offering of flower. I will. The proceedings will soon begin in the plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Oh yeah, of course, it's Queen Sven. Of course there would be this many people here.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together.
Oh, this is gonna make me cry already. Why? Why? I'm screenshotting this though. Wait a second. I'm already crying. Holy schnitz, why am I crying at this? Why did it have to be so sad? Why? Why did this happen? Why did any of this have to happen? Holy crap.
Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us.
Yes, we will.
So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Oh my god. Why? Why? Why?
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
No, there's no such thing as the cloud anymore. The cloud does no longer exist.
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
Wait, is this the little... Wait, that's the... Yeah, that's the boy that was sick, right? That's the one that was sick, right? In the room? Back in Dawntrail?
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yorkhui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead?
I guess it depends on the situation. I mean, it depends on the trauma, right? I guess it depends on the trauma. I don't know. That's a good question, actually. That's an interesting question.
I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Kulucha.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
She'll search the system for information on residents, but the only Mamulja she found listed were my father and me. If she died and was erased from the people's memory, she would have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Perhaps we should try looking. Perhaps we should try looking again. Maybe it's hard to explain. I'm not sad, but I feel like I'm missing something. So even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know my mother. See, well, that's what you want. And I'll help you. I'll help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. You came not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. We're retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Alright, thank you. Search of the past. Assuming neither memories and no records of Golosha's matter remain, we must cast aside the net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. So if you can make inquiries outside the outskirts, the rest of us will go to Solution 9. We gotta look for information here. Someone has to know something. Oh, someone knows something here. Perfect. Are you looking for Mamulja one? Oh, Golosha's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I don't know what Zerolja, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, Cactuar had appeared and was terrorizing the region. response, Zorja assembled a party of warriors who, with them, confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. Their people have been a common sight around here. I've never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down our heads. There was a woman entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Leoval after the mission. But if any remain, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Sorry, I've never heard of Mulja living in these parts, much less one connected to Zorja. But where to look? Talk to the people over at Tonawatan settlement to the north of Everkeep, a place called Yueyatawa. There's the son won their loyalty when he saved them from the crisis. I heard your chief's name was Kaniloka. So we have an idea of where to look. Let's go back to back rooms. Just told me we've previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty. With everyone's help, I hope we can get somewhere. I spoke to them quite different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what we can come up with. Zorja brought down the retinue of Landsguard to Yasalani, among whom was a female Mulja. Her mission was to rid the region of eternal withdrawal, and I believe it is safe to say that it was the crisis in Yueyatawa. If some of his troops stuck around, perhaps to assist the villagers with their recovery efforts, then he could have indeed gotten trapped. We also heard stories about the settlement in Yueyatawa. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zorja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal. And if this Mulja had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in good contact. I see, but what could Zorja have been doing in that village? My team can answer that question. In order to retrace Zorja's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Origenics. He said approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's plenty to go on, even though work there was classified. Any material and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records, there it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Yuewatawa far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though it's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? I can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. It's amazing, even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure us all out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal an element of its own, but when you put several pieces together, they begin to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating this secret facility. But this time I want you to come along. Yuewatawa is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a cargo from your drift towns. Alright, thank you, Shale. Inside the dome, so I don't expect it to be too different. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. Alright, be careful everyone. Oh, that's a dungeon. Okay. So it's over there. It's on the other side of the lake, okay. Let's do this. pretty interesting boss. Now I know how it works. It's the let's try this again. Draw. Lili Piatti. I did not know it was going to do that. Now I know what this does. Should be good. Should be good. Now I know what this attacks.
for all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zeralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyollal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Are you all right?
Teishelja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubigo women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishelja there.
That's where we're going next then.
Just over here? Okay. Wish I could go see the past with like you. And I could see people who are gone. There aren't any other Mamulcha here. I could imagine what my mother looked like. I went to visit to the other wall. I saw some fire with a picture in my mind. One day I hope I can see what she actually looked like. Let's take spell speed. Probably easier to begin searching. Assume the purpose of the research. The traces of what remains might afford us greater insight. Let us take a look. Location key. Locations. Yeah, we need a key for this. Chief and Teishelja, a field surgeon. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. Aether hoped that before long they will be able to carry out their duties without further instructions. Well, this transfer a few days ago. I can write good. Yes, I'm good, very good. Okay. Getting hard to control strength today. A bit off. It's so strong. Hungry, always hungry. Can't control. Eat, I must eat. There we go. Found the key. Oh, let's go to the door. Key, great. Call the others. This is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple at Helveli Makanda. There is a serious system that ensure monitoring can continue, even emergencies. Warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure. Most likely, for a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could ever cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Kulja's mother. Actually, I think I can use the terminal. She'll tell me how. So much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name T-Shalja. I brought up all the results. They all seem to be the same thing. T-Shalja, administrator of the experimental treatments research logs. Sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are data is encrypted. Even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. But let's take it with us to the back rooms and have Shell analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer this to a storage device I brought. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for making me all the way here. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brothers as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about this facility. First things first, let us deliver data to Shale. That facility was interesting. Well, Georgia has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a lot of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. In that case, Alice and I might take ourselves around the city and check on people. Either mood has us worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do. We'll see. Understood. I'll let you know once I've finished the work. Thank you. Guidance of Hetzo. So we're gonna go talk to Hetzo. Alice's room. The mood out here is grim. Some literally remember at a time before they were dependent on the soul. But even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason too, the journey home won't be an easy one. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving too for Doral, ones with no elders to care for. Word of that problem has reached us until Imlaw. My brother's doing all he can to see this young Doral Railroad restored, so that people may come and go freely. Unfortunately, the track only goes as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad would make things easier, right? How long before it's back in service? I could say, when I left for this visit, Jonas seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shell's working on their data, we could go and see the state of it. To Charlotte Station, then. I'll make sure to keep Koana informed. Resolve Thaddeus to boot. What can I do for you? I'm hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Doral that can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way. Oh, scratched. On his way. Looking good, Renville. As the guild ship has officially approved my transition from cleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of more befitting attire. You hear about the railroad, right? It was in part to my sake that the original Dawn Blazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lamati has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a matter of speaking. You see, when we used a jump trailer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other consideration, but now we're back to our original problem. Now, how to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Mewatsoan. That is the Ronik. Through the Hitsuro that followed them are none too pleased about their Hetzo being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised is to quieten the railroad should address the complaint. With silent train presence, a different danger. The Ronik will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and be put off their grazing again. And the railroads plotted to avoid the Ronik's preferred grazing areas. It's odd they're getting so close in the first place. I too would hear what the Hetzer had to say. Okay, let's go. Best to begin by consulting your leader, Hatwa. The rest of you can accompany us. Rosal, of our reason, I bid you welcome to our camp, but what brings you all the way to Mewhatsuan? I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Cactuar Railroad. Well, you two have noted the Ronik's unexpected change in behavior then. My son, Shepetto, has been looking into this matter. Shepetto? Normally you would expect the Ronik to keep to their favorite grounds nearby. Despite true research, we haven't found anything wrong. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward. There certainly seem no cause for this migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any Hetzer would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am Hetzer descendant. My parents traveled with Ronik as well. Don't find myself into memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during the migration. One of my many sacrifices necessitated by nomadic lifestyle, I assume. A chance of encounter with a kind Palu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me trade, that I might fend for myself. I became a stallkeeper in Tuliala markets. That is where the Dawn Servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace, sometime when Lamati came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents, knew the pain of solitude. I didn't want to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there. Surely, I have never heard of the Ronik choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hetzer willingly leaving their own. There must have been some exceptional circumstances. I cannot say the idea of following in their footsteps might be better. Make excuses for their actions never much appealed to me. But if they had a good reason, wouldn't you want to know? As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetzer may arise from fear of reopening old wounds, rather than blind fervor and ovation. Would nevertheless see me repeat my past mistakes, to refuse to learn of our country's treasured traditions. Please, teach me of the Ronik and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Learn of Hetzer culture with me. I should like to approach this with a fervent curiosity. There's Chris' way to learn about our way of life is to do so as we do. I hope you're not above the men of labor. Shall perform every effort. Alright, let's go. Okay, I'll go do some work. Let's go. I'll follow you. Ship it. Go right through them. Let me without being noodle. Here you go. Learning about it's your way of life. So let's go talk to the next one. Oh, this one's fur is a bit overgrown. Good brushing should do it the trick. Here you go. Thank you. I'm afraid I finished my task. Since you're so eager to learn, I want to tell you a bit about our migration customs. If you're here, you likely know they're unique, or are ahead so. Our guides that we travel with treat the turning of seasons. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits in two, bound for different paths. We think it's strange. It has been just visit new lands and broaden our horizons. Smell of grass and wind, which is a good thing, I promise. I have to wonder how Crow Moana is doing. Ah, there he is now. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing with the runic, and I ended up after far afield. I found myself wondering, and I hit through at my companion's inclination to force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your work? Sort of life revolves around the runic, but in turn people receive all they need. Runic are treasured members of this community, yet important to his family. Indeed, the runic provide for the Hetzero, and in turn the Hetzero are good for the runic. One is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. A decision really right does not mean that it's wrong. No way to know for sure, but regardless, this has no bearing on our present. We are here to service the people of Tural. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find the deeper meaning. And I will endeavor to remain curious, especially if the Hetzo are concerned. Come on, how did it go? I finally understand the significance of Hetzo. They nourish their Hetzara as they grow, and provide warmth and companionship in the harsh and predictable world. They are the equal of any man, not beast to be tamed. Moreover, Ronique are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, they must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetzara would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to their tracks is out of the question. Then it is practically important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we may be able to visit the Runique's once favored grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Runique, the birds. The field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Cactuars, but they all looked to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters. The Aether would have surely put two and two together. Were to cause geological and measure the area's Aether to be certain, there was indeed nothing to show just environment disruption, but I didn't notice one anomaly. A strong Aether signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. A large animal? And powerful one, like as not, a predator given the local fauna's behavior. Is it Is it a vitriol? Sailed by something with very large fangs. It couldn't be. A Turuhetsu. Turuhetsu? Roni Griever. In the common tongue, our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetsu in the night is another evocative name. Roni can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turuhetsu. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnivore of unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is far from home, and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of the runic consternation is clear. As is our next move, we must drive this reaver away, that they might return to their graving lands. Never fear, we will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. Runic Griever is a clear threat that the local population cannot allow it to roam unchecked. It won't do for us to go running off in a search. Let's go.
Hetsu is coming this way! It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety!
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Make haste! We must protect the Ronek!
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
Let's go hunt it. Close that to the outside.
There they are!
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are to rally too. None shall be left behind. There must be something up ahead. Come! There!
These are no match for the likes of us.
In a panic was clearly an understatement. More are coming!
You're mine!
All or nothing then. It seems that did the trick.
For the fodder at least. But where's... Look there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Ronek Reaver, and no mistake.
There! That one there! Not so fast!
Even should it cost me my life.
I will save the head soul!
Kona! Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Right! Let's finish the job!
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer! You'll find the vow of reason is not without resolve.
Damn it! Not even a scratch!
Buy me some time to think, will you? I must have a weakness, and I will find it. Keep it busy. I need time.
Right! Go for the legs!
Playing Monster Hunter right now.
Now we just have to keep it pinned. Get thinking, Kona!
Protective current of Aether. But whence does it flow? I've got it!
well-placed piercing round to the chest, and... you're done for! That stemmed the flow of protective ether.
Nothing's stopping us now! Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me.
Those down.
We did it. The Etso, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mechwa Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetso.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say, we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeni-Hetta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Lozeni-Hetta. That's where the Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see, they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone. And now that I am Dawn's servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
That was a touching reunion. Now that our heads are safe is more than enough, yet it would be wrong to hope that I protected them and also avenged my parents. It is the least I owe to them. Thank you for standing by me, as Dan's servant, as of imperfect man beneath the mantle. Now let us return our attention to the matter we came here to address, shall we? Remove the root of the cause. This whistle must be capable of emitting pulse of Aether, strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks. If we can achieve this, it will be far sight better than a traditional whistle. Let's return Shallow Station. Okay. But please, about something. Good news for the railroad, I take it. The Runic were avoiding the predator. Smart ones, eh? Corona's not too bad himself. What was the whistle idea? Sit tight. We'll have to train on tracks before you know it.
We're ready to go.
Ready to go. The train's operational. Let's do this.
Whoa! She looks as good as new!
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine. Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you can appreciate it from out here. But as far as the Runic are concerned, we've spared no effort. From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliolal. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly. Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel, and we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
Right. If we're done talking, let's put this train through her paces.
There's a Runic up ahead.
Now, to test our whistle.
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
It's moving away. Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
A roaring success! In a quiet way, like. Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Cactuar Railroad is back in service.
We're going back to Tuliela. Oh, it's possible that Shell's had some headway. We should spread the word that the railroad has been restored. What do you have her working on? Gulja's mother. Feel the same in his shoes. Have felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. There's no cause to look at me like that. The Cactuar we met may have only been a simulacrum, but her memory was real. I need to search for what she left behind, because she left it with me, and I will carry it always. Speaking of things you carrying, is that a teeny Cactuar? What? No. It's merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer, but I thought it was a good souvenir. What do you say? For what it's worth, I think it's nice to wait to bring her with you on your travels. Yeah, so you're off to the dome, right? I might join you for a time, see if there is aught I can do. Much has changed though, as I still consider my home. Of course, we can give you the full story on the way.
A simple yet elegant solution, and thus is the road back in operation. Meanwhile, Shill has nearly finished processing the data. She'll be able to share her findings with us immediately. Am I interrupting something, I gather? Y'shtola, what brings you here? I've seen enough to gate in the sky deep set out. Now I'm shedding my investigation to a living memory. While there, I thought I would do well to have the company of an expert on electro. I'd like to take a closer look at the place myself. I can join you once we've finished here. Mr. Fear, I've forgotten once I've made a headway with living memory. The key in your keeping shall be the next subject of scrutiny. Oh, you want my key? Oh yeah, the hourglass, that's right.
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit. But it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest, so to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Teishulja herself. While I've not listened to it yet, I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
Yes, please.
All right. Several audio files will now play in sequence.
My name is Teishulja, and I decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose.
Mother?
Officially I was a chirurgeon with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatched to Yasulani to hunt a Tural Vidral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region. Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Tuliolal. I had hoped to aid Commander Zoralja in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way. I was never in contention, of course, one of the nameless many in his army. To go back and face that reality was too much for me, so I ran. And in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path. A path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoralja? I admired him. His incontestable strength, his unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions. I watched him, captivated by his intensity. From afar, I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him. His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another, but something else, beyond the horizon. That gaze would never fall upon me. I knew. I knew. The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire. Today. It should have been today. A new beginning. What I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If you could see him, embrace him, surely that would be enough. So full of hope I was. A foolish hope.
Its scales are blue.
He's your son.
My... No, I can't. I don't know how. How could I? How? To raise a child, be a father. I don't. I can't. No! No! Get it away from me. Get that thing away from me!
It's all right, little one. Papa was just surprised. That's all. He'll come around. We'll be a happy family.
Yeah, that never happened.
Kaniloka's shouting for me. The research hasn't been going well. But I can't let him take it out on my baby. Hush now, little one. I know just where to hide you.
That's all of them.
So that's her audio diary.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gololcha.
I'm
fine, Lamati.
Father and Mother, they were both so lonely. If we could have been together, maybe they wouldn't have been. But sometimes things don't work out, no matter how hard you try.
I can't tell if I'm happier now. But it's better to know, I think. Thank you, everyone.
You know, a profound response for one so young. Though I wish he didn't have to be. Kulilja's indeed wise beyond his years. But one never outgrows the need for dependable companions. Thank you, Shale, because you got to hear my mother's story. You heard it because you were brave enough to listen, Kulilja. Remember one thing, remember that. And then, having shared what I can, I'm ready to hedge a living memory when you are. I plan to be Taro, so you will need a stop for supplies. That said, I promise you won't remain that long. I know we don't have much more to attend to. But for now, farewell now. Before you leave, our network's already spreading word of the railroad. We expect people will be clamoring for the first train. The reaction has been polar opposites, and a few seem inclined to depart. When we spoke before, you said many from Trillial are eager to unite with friends and family. Any concerned about getting true vanguard? If so, we could take turns accompanying them. In case we need to speak to the people ourselves, let's start the Glenwood line. There may still be people gathering in Praxis Park. Let's try there first.
People look uneasy. Did something happen?
Have you heard? Someone was killed in the Thunder Yards.
The Thunder Yards was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
It was a hunter, all right, and a veteran at that. But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
Such a senseless way to die. They say that he expended his last soul cells during Zaraljar's attack on the city.
For an upright, hard-working man to meet such an unceremonious end, it feels wrong.
But we'll be fine, won't we? Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function. I shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the ushers is only natural.
Well, you may think so, but how are we to know? We have no memory of those who have gone. More may have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware. It could happen to you, or me, to any of us.
Then what are we to do? Spend every waking moment thinking only of how we might die?
With time, I had hoped that they'd be able to adjust to their new situation. But it's only gotten worse.
Look! It's Queen Sphene!
What?
Help, Queen Sphene! The grown-ups are really upset, and I don't know what to do!
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things aright.
I don't understand. Sphene is gone. Forever. You there, Gusson. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
Begging your pardon, Vow of Resolve. But Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
What are you talking about? Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
A funeral? For Her Majesty? What a curious jest. You know full well that ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria.
Something's going on. People are being brainwashed. People are being brainwashed with the regulators. Something's going on again.
Her Majesty walks among her people that she might support them in this most trying of times. Surely that is not cause for consternation.
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed? This is no way to live. Not for us, nor our children.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memories shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us that comfort.
Oh my god, is Sphene coming back for real?
You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution.
Dude, if Sphene actually comes back... Sphene was my favorite character in all of Dawn Trail, so I'm kinda hyped for this.
All of us shall be made endless. I have created a new system that allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells. This way, you need never again fear death. You may live as you please, and for as long as you like. Our stores of ether are, at present, not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone. But some of you received Neo-Regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute. 5,000 in all.
one day soon, those with neo-regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
But only 5,000 of us?
You Victral! The real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people. Who are you?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Let's return to the back room. I need to calm down, and then we'll talk.
Is it an imposter? Something weird is going on here. Even the screen glitched out. Yeah, plotting something, are you? Okay. I was hoping for the real Sphene, though, not an imposter. Caught a proclamation from a distance, but I can tell you that a message about neo-regulators was received with utmost clarity. Couldn't have been Sphene. What should have been destroyed when the Meso terminal shut down. Not a single Alexandria that bear witness presented with an identical figure claiming to be their queen. It's no surprise that they would choose to believe she's alive. What is troubling, however, is their denial that the funeral was held in her honor. It was as if their memories had been erased. If the members of Oblivion remain unaffected, that was likely the work of the regulators, but by whose design? Some smart enough to play at being the Queen of Reason. In that guise, even if some suspect deception, most of Cassandra will be on her side. We need to find out who she really is. While I agree wholeheartedly, we should avoid drawing more attention. We must be patient until Oblivion Networks turns up a lead, or until our self-proclaimed queen makes her next move. Determination, I guess. Inside of living memory. Okay. What's happening here?
Where am I? people? Are they safe? Why am I...
Queen Reborn, their fates to learn. Oh. Wait, is Fiend actually back? So there's a real Fiend and a fake Fiend? I'm confused. Guess we'll know in that next patch in a couple of months. This is, oh man, I can't wait till we learn the truth. Man, this is gonna take a while. Like, what the heck is happening here? Where's the first Fiend's return? Yeah, Cactuar is in the living memory, right? See you guys next time on. See you guys next time on. Final Fantasy 14. See you next time. I wonder who the imposter is, and is Fiend actually alive in living memory? So the real Fiend would be with Y'shtola, obviously, from the scene we just saw. From what we just saw, the real Fiend would be with Y'shtola and Erenville in living memory. But then who's the imposter?